Hello everyone. Our next session is on efficiency versus effectiveness. Now you must be wondering that why under soft skills are we bothering about being efficient or being effective, right? Before that, let's talk about what are the demands of skills that is there in the industry these days. No doubt hard skills are important, hard skills were important, and hard skills will always be important. But what about soft skills? We as a professional cannot do without soft skills at all. The World Economic Forum states that the results of that particular discussion states that there is a rise in the demand of soft skills by a good percentage, which means that the hard skills that the work that is being conducted by the people who are good technically can still be undertaken in some manner, but soft skills, you need to have human beings for that, and you need to have a good command over certain areas in order to be proficient in it. Along with that, there is a question that arises that at workplace, should I be efficient or should I be effective? So as a person, if I believe that I am efficient and not effective, and if I, on the contrary, if I believe that I am not efficient but I am effective, I believe both of them, they are not serving the purpose of the organization completely. An organization prospers if and only if the people in it prosper, right. So for example, if I am talking right now to the graduates or those who are there in the undergraduate professional program, you people are going to join the industry very soon, and the organizations are going to hire you based on your hard skills as well as soft skills. So one fine day when you end up getting a job and then you go on your first day at job, then you think about this question, do I have to be efficient or do I have to be effective? Well, I say there has to be a combination of both, right, because that is the need of the hour. You need to be good at your job, but you need to achieve the organization's goal. Then only the organization will go, and then only you will grow in that organization. So today our discussion is based on effectiveness and efficiency. So in case if people are looking for ways for self improvement, if people are looking for ways to improve their own performance in order to increase their productivity, this video is for them, right. In case if you want to achieve more in the limited amount of time, because we all say that we need to be good at managing our times. We all have 24 number of hours in our day, but there is one person who is able to achieve a lot of things in those 24 hours, and on the contrary, there are people who are not able to achieve anything at all because they are not good at time management. So in case if you want to be good at it, this session is for you. So what is efficiency and what is effectiveness? Let's talk about it. Efficiency means whatever you produce or perform, it should be done in a perfect way. So it is probably a ratio of input and output, how much you do in what amount of time, or how much you were expected to do in what order and what amount of time. That is nothing but efficiency. And what is effectiveness? It has a broader approach, which means that the extent to which the actual results have been achieved to fulfill the desired outcome, that is doing accurate things. One is doing things. For example, if a particular person is expected to construct a particular building, if he completes his work by performing day in and day out in a well defined manner as per his approach, he is considered to be efficient. But what if the person is not achieving the overall objective, right? If that person is not achieving the organization's goals, is he being effective? So no matter how efficient he is, if his productivity is of no use to the organization, that person's effectivity is not there, right? So yes, efficiency and effectiveness are required for your productivity, but they must have to go hand in hand. Effectivity cannot do without being efficiency, and vice versa. So according to Peter F. Drucker, efficiency is doing the things right and effectiveness is doing right things. Now, I would like to take an example here. For example, if you are an engineering graduate and you are working on a project, let's say for example, if you are an IT graduate or a computer science graduate and you are working on a project, that's a good thing. You are doing the things right. But are you doing the right things? Have you ever asked yourself this question, that what is the upcoming era of? The upcoming era expects you to work on projects that deal with the interdisciplinary issues, Now, for example, if an IT person is working in isolation, if a mechanical engineer is working in isolation, they are not interacting with each other, and they are working and they are building beautiful projects that are working very good in their own domains. They are doing the right things. But just imagine if they would have collaborated, and if they would have designed something out of their own domains collaboratively, they would have done something extraordinary. And that is nothing but the effectiveness, doing the right things, right. So, one is they are doing things right, but are they doing the right things or not? So, there has to be a combination of effectiveness, and there has to be a combination of effectivity in order to be productive in altogether different manner. And these kind of environment can build highly effective people, and this could be a win-win situation for the organization and for the prospective employee as well. Now, efficiency is maximum output with minimum input. Now, for example, if you are able to do maximum work in minimum amount of time, that is, you are being very much efficient. It takes into consideration the present state. Doing things consistently is also a part of efficiency, and it focuses on the process. So, all these are the aspects of efficiency. And if we talk about effectiveness, it talks about measures if actual output meets the desired output or not, right. I am doing certain amount of things, but am I actually meeting the desired output or not? That is effectiveness. It takes into consideration the long term strategy also. So, if you keep the long term picture in mind, and then if you do things, then you are being effective. But if you are still working on the small parts of your job, and if you are doing the small things correctly, but if you are missing out on the larger picture, then probably you are efficient, but you are not being effective. Having desires or innovative ways of learning, right, it is again one of the characteristics of effectiveness, and it focuses on the results. And yes, if one is being effective, he or she might change his methodology in between. It doesn't has to be very rigid, it doesn't has to be very fixed with his approach. If somebody has to be effective, he has to be adaptable, he has to be flexible. So, for example, right now if you are working on one particular technology and you are doing an excellent job, and then you say that because you know this technology quite well, and that guarantees you that you are going to earn your bread and butter from that technology for lifelong, then I should say that's a myth. But in case if you are effective, you have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable, and you need to have this skill, you need to have this quality of adapting yourself to various situations. So, that would make you effective, right. There is a usefulness of efficiency and effectiveness. Let us talk about how effectiveness and efficiency can be useful. So, very first is both to be used concurrently and interrelatedly. Like efficiency cannot be taken in isolation and talked about in isolation. Similarly, effectiveness cannot be talked about in isolation. They have to go hand in hand, and they have to being considered collaboratively in order to increase somebody's productivity. Then they are very useful for monitoring and evaluating the employees or somebody's output. Efficiency and effectiveness also helps to have a clear mind for creativity and innovative ideas, and both are performance indicators, right. So, these things, they are considered to be concurrent, they are considered to be working parallel to each other, and they have to taken care of in parallel to each other. And in the end, I would like to talk about efficiency and effectiveness matrix. So, on the left hand side, if you can see, there is efficiency, which is doing the right things, and on the right hand side, on the x axis, we have effectiveness, which is doing things in the right way. So, we have 4 cells in this particular matrix. First is low efficiency and low effectiveness, right. In this particular cell, you are doing the wrong things in the wrong way, and this is highly not desirable, right. So, if you are going to be a part of an organization and you are doing the wrong things in the wrong way, this is something that no organization would want, right. Then the second variant is doing right things in the wrong way. Now, for example, you are doing the right things, but you are not going to meet the organization's perspective, then you are somewhere here. So, you are having low effectiveness, but you are having high efficiency. So, when you reach back home on that particular day, you would feel that you have had a very good day, but just ask yourself, are you meeting the bigger perspective? are you attaining the bigger goal of being effective to the organization or not, or being effective to your overall perspective or not. So again, this has to be a question mark, and organizations may not accept an employee like this. If I talk about somebody who's somewhere here who's doing wrong things in the right way, again, do you think this is acceptable by the organization? If you are doing, the process that you are adopting is completely right, but the things or the process, the things that you are doing, the task that you are doing, they are wrong, so you are being highly effective, but the efficiency is very low. So again this particular thing is also not desirable by the organizations. Now let's talk about this particular cell that is highly in demand, which is doing right things in the right way, which means that you are highly effective and highly efficient. This is a win-win situation for the organization and for you. So one fine day after doing your work, when you reach home, you will feel that you are being highly effective and you are being highly efficient, and this is what the organizations require. So now question arises that why are we discussing this particular matrix for the prospects in an organization? My idea behind discussing is that we all should lie in this quadrant, right? When at one hand side we are high on efficiency levels, we should be high in the effectiveness levels also. And somehow if you realize while working that whatever you have attained, you have not been good at it, just take a pause, ask yourself this question: am I doing the right thing? Am I working in the right manner? Whatever I am doing, is it in the right direction or not? Just check, keep a check, ask yourself these questions. If the answer is yes, keep moving, and if the answer is no, just ask somebody around you. That somebody could be your senior, that somebody could be your colleague, or somebody who's going to mentor you in that particular organization. Because as a fresher, this usually happens that we have been delegated some type of work and we are confused how to go about it, and as per our understanding and our experience in our college life, we start working on that. But college life is completely different than the corporate world. In corporate world, you have to perform every single day. Your performance of every single day will matter. Whereas in college life, even if you don't perform well in any other day, and if you are able to perform good in your internal or external marks, then you can be a winner as well. This doesn't happen in your work life. So in work life, it is very important for us to be very good every single day. So we have to be efficient as well as effective every single day. So that is why it was important for us to talk about efficiency and effectiveness. I hope you will be productive in every single day. Thank you so much.